Hello YouTubers, I'm Cassandra Joy and welcome to my channel. This video is a little bit of a different format. I'm sitting down on my couch today, but you're going to want to stick around because in this video I'm going to share with you the god tier tips and tricks I have learned from top YouTubers and how I've been able to incorporate those tips and tricks into my own channel and my own content. There are 14 different top YouTubers I'm going to be discussing today, all of varying genres and niches, who have all played unknowingly an intricate part in the kind of YouTuber I am today. Grab a cup of something cozy and let's get started. I have my phone in front of me with a list of the 14 different YouTubers I'll be chatting with you about and the different things they have each taught me. They're in no particular order, they're not in a list of favorites, they're just in a list of as I wrote them. I'm sure none of them are watching this channel, but just in case they are, nobody get jealous. It's a random order. The first YouTuber I'm going to talk about is Zoe McKenna. She has a main channel full of DIYs and a vlog channel where she shows you behind the scenes and days in her life. Apart from being a really bubbly personality and a lover of thrifting, she's also taught me the art of transitions. Well, I don't know about the art of transitions, but she has a specific transition that she does. I noticed it first when she did Vlogmas this year, but I've also noticed it incorporated into her general content as well, and that's to have an image with her logo on it and then to have it transition from one side to the other and to have an accompanying whoosh sound alongside it. In the past, in my videos, I would have a side-to-side transition and leave it at that. It was a little boring, a bit simple, but it did the job. But it indicated to the audience that there was a significant time jump or jump in location from one moment to the other. But I really liked that even in her transitions, she was on brand. She was on the Zoe McKenna brand. And I think the accompanying sound effect also engages an audience attention. I don't know about you, but being diagnosed with ADD, since early childhood, I have learned what makes me tune out and sort of fade off my attention into the distance and what brings it back into focus. Unexpected, not alarming, but unexpected sounds can sort of snap my eyes back to where they're supposed to be focused. And I think the logo image with the side-to-side transition and the sound effect accompanying it really does the job in re-engaging the audience attention if it was fading. I don't think it would be fading because she's pretty engaging. Her personality and the kind of things that she films are really fun to watch, but it's just one of those things that take a transition that much of a notch higher. The next YouTuber I'm going to be talking about is Laura Caldwell. She's a more recent discovery. Since I got into thrifting, she popped up in my recommended section of YouTube. And although we shop for very different things, I really like seeing her shop through the lens of a camera. I didn't realize there was a format to that. Sometimes she will have a video that's fully dedicated to shopping at thrift stores. Other times she'll have thrifting kind of thrown into a vlog so that it's still on brand, but she's able to show other things, not just her walking through a store. Her videos are actually what gave me the idea to take you guys thrift shopping with me. I was kind of doing that anyway, just in my day in the life vlogs, but to see someone make thrifting a niche was very eye-opening. I love the way she sort of just walks you through the aisles, kind of follows her own line of vision as she's looking at shelves, so it feels like you're the one shopping. She's just holding the lens. She seems very sweet and has a very personable presence on camera, and she's just a delight to watch. So I have her to thank for jumping me into thrifting videos and making that a part of my niche. Zoe Sugg is actually the YouTuber that got me into vlogging in the first place. I had never seen vlogging done before I stumbled upon her channel. She has been on the platform for over a decade. She is a veteran of YouTube and is so bubbly and genuine, and I just felt myself drawn to her content. But watching her film her day-to-day life in the way that she did it, incorporating her likes and her interests and her friends and her family, made me realize, oh, this is a thing. I could do this. I'd love to do this. I was sort of doing that anyway, but not to the degree I am now. It was just very short 5-8 minute videos that really conveyed nothing except a funny moment that I liked and wanted to remember. But to see that people did that on purpose, they basically made home movies but for the whole of the internet, that was when I realized I wanted to be a vlogger. But one of the many things that Zoe has taught me is to let the camera just roll. I found that some of my favorite sections of vlogs that I like to rewatch over and over are the ones where I've just set up the camera, pushed record, and forgotten it was there. Usually it's in the car when I'm chatting to a friend, or I have it propped and we're sitting having coffee and it's just kind of capturing. Usually I do that for the purpose of a time lapse, just to show that time is passing, but to also give the audience something to look at, to see the process of us doing whatever we're doing, chatting, sipping coffee, eating, whatever. But sometimes really fun snippets come from those time lapses, and I will either stop the time lapse and show that moment in its normal speed, or I'll forget the time lapse completely and just stitch together those really fun conversations that probably wouldn't have happened had I not just let the camera roll and forgotten about it. I will say this causes me a bit of a problem later on when I sit down to edit the video and realize I have 2 to 4 hours of footage to go through. So just bear that in mind when you let the camera roll. But I've found that I've captured the most lovely moments doing that. And I know I wouldn't have gotten those same reactions, those same moments if I had a camera held up and the person was conscious that it was there. You know what I mean? Next up is ALLISON Bickerstaff. She's also a more recent discovery. I've been following her for, I want to say, about 4 months, maybe 6 months. YouTube also recommended one of her videos to me, and I just ended up binging all of them because I loved what she was filming. She makes filming look like an art form, especially with her B-roll shots. I've learned so much about B-roll and setting up a scene and capturing a moment through how she films her videos. I will say she has better equipment than I do. I have this lovely but limited Sony Cybershot. She has a very fancy camera that she uses for those specific B-roll scenes. I believe in doing your best with what you have, and so I've done that, but I will forever be in awe of how she so artfully sets the scene and makes you feel like you're there along with her. Next up are Darling Desi and Girl in Calico. These two are very different YouTubers and they produce very different kind of content. In fact, they're totally different genres, but they both do something very, very well, and that is cinematic videography. It looks like you're watching a movie in a theater. The quality of the clip, the depth perception looks like you're watching a movie rather than a YouTube video. It's so highly produced, it makes it very easy to sink into the watching experience. Darling Desi does a really good job of showing how to romanticize your life, even the moments that can feel a little blah, a little plain, and a little bit boring. She shows you how to make those moments exciting and how to appreciate the moment you're in and how to make what could be a boring day into an exciting one. Girl in Calico's content is all about homesteading. It's about cooking with food that's fresh from the ground, as close to farm to table as you can get in a suburban area. She gardens, she eats seasonally, she preserves things from the summer so that you can enjoy them in the winter. Not only is it charming and educational, but the way she captures things both in photo and in video is worthy of absolutely any high quality magazine. And even though I don't have the same equipment that they do, I've been able to learn about homesteading and gardening from Girl in Calico. I've been able to learn about how to romanticize those boring parts of life from Darling Desi, and have stored away many a thought for when I am able to afford some fancy equipment for vlogging because their cinematography is unmatched. Try to change my mind. Next up is Lucy Wood. Not only has she been a longtime favorite YouTuber of mine, but before watching her, I didn't realize that people did clothing hauls. I didn't realize that there was a platform for size inclusivity when it came to fashion. I also didn't realize that you could be funny while trying on clothes. And all it took was to watch one video to gauge an idea of Lucy's personality, which is so stinking funny. And if she lived in the area, I would 100% treat her to a cup of coffee and a girl chat. She has the most retro home decor. She has the coolest wardrobe. She's also a vlogger and does home decor things, crafty things, so she has a lot of lovely things going on. It's just a really cozy, welcoming channel, and I felt that when I stumbled across the first video that was recommended to me. I feel like that's doing her a disservice by just saying she's funny, But oh my word, if something didn't quite fit or if something looked absolutely ridiculous, she didn't let the moment slide. She milked it for all it was worth. Her wit and sarcasm are Gilmore Girl level, and I feel like that's all I need to say. And I thought, I want to do that. I want to be able to help people, to inform them of different brands and whether they're worth purchasing or not, while also keeping size inclusivity in mind when a lot of fashion brands don't. It still took me a while to start uploading those clothing try-on hauls, but I would never have done it had I not stumbled across Lucy's channel. On the subject of fashion, I want to talk about Kelsey Simone. Now, she is very high-end fashion. She also talks about thrifting every so often, but she strictly thrifts high-end fashion or things that look high-end. She currently lives in New York, which I feel like gives you a slight visual of her kind of content. Very luxe, very elegant, slightly old Hollywood. She seems like the kind of person that would be so fun to hang out with. She's also a believer, so she chats about that as well. She is a very small size, so size inclusivity isn't really in her wheelhouse, but I had never seen anyone dress like her before. Her style runs very neutral palette, Dior, Coach, luxury laces and silks and power suits and mom jeans, but casual old Hollywood mom jeans. It's just an entire genre all her own. Her fashion sense is to which I aspire, just plus sized. She's really the one that got me interested in high-end handbags and figuring out how to feel luxurious and lovely on a budget. Although now, being a big YouTuber with a lot of followers, she gets sent things from high-end brands. To begin with, she thrifted and purchased things secondhand to fill her wardrobe. It's only recently that she's been able to purchase luxe items. And knowing that made me believe that it doesn't matter how much money's in your wallet. You can still feel beautiful and be fashionable. Whether you're thrifting clothing or accessories or having them sent to you by a brand, you can look and feel like $1,000,000 either way. Next is another longtime favorite, Rhiannon Ashley. She appeared on YouTube around the same time that Zoe Sugg did. Although I don't think they were friends in real life, they both sort of rode the wave where YouTube just boomed into existence and certain accounts grew really quickly. Her videos are so cozy and so warm. She's really great at capturing those simple, magical moments of the day-to-day life. She's a mom, she's a fiance, she has a lovely little daughter, and watching how she captures her life is so enchanting to watch. But one of the many things I have taken from watching her channel is chatting. It sounds like such a silly, simple thing, but she will sit the camera down and she will chat to the audience about books that she's loving, or Christmas ornaments that she purchased, or clothes that she bought her daughter, or clothes that she bought herself. She'll chat about kitchen tile and scallop-edged dishes, and you genuinely don't care what the subject matter is because one, her accent is amazing, and two, she's so genuinely in love with what she's talking about. It pulls you right in. I don't think it matters whether or not you share an interest with somebody. I think it matters when that person shows joy from talking about it. It in turn makes you feel joy hearing about it. Watching those chatty segments of her vlogs taught me how to sit the camera down and talk to it like a friend, and to not be afraid to have lengthy conversations just sitting on my couch or sitting on my bed or walking around my Stars Hollow kind of town, because you can always edit it and shorten it later. But for me, it was important to include those segments in my own vlogs because it lets people get to know you. It makes people feel connected to you because it feels less like a production and more like having a coffee with a friend. And it gives you an opportunity to start a conversation, whether or not it's about this new book that came out or this nostalgic TV show that you didn't really have any interest in when it was out, but now you've discovered it for yourself and it's so cool, and how did I not know about this? She taught me how to genuinely chat to the camera, and I haven't stopped chatting to it ever since. Next is Sarah Therese. Now, I want to tell you right off the bat that Sarah Therese is no longer doing YouTube. She has one video going up that is going to be her goodbye video, and then she's done. Apparently. I could go on an entire tangent of why I am heartbroken that she's no longer going to be on YouTube, but she has many, many, many lovely videos that she's going to keep up. She's going to keep the channel open so that people can still discover and watch her videos. She's just not going to create any more. She's a vlogger, she's a wife, she's a mom of 4. She's a minimalist that walks you through her thrifting tips, decluttering hacks, cooking recipes, all sorts of things. But one of the things she does that I had never seen before and have 100% adapted to my own videos where it can be applied is what I would call sound cutting clips. For instance, if she's loading a dishwasher, she doesn't just film the entire loading the dishwasher, because that would be kind of boring. But she also doesn't put it on a time lapse either. She lets it run at normal speed, but cuts it to where only the parts that play are the parts that have sound. So all the clinky, clicky, clacky bits, she puts all together in one segment, and it goes, which is a very terrible reenactment, but you get the idea. I thought that was so cool, and I've definitely stolen that idea from her. 1000% stole it. But I think it just adds another element to your videos. It adds a bit of interest. Again, it pulls the audience's attention back to your video, especially during a moment that could potentially be boring. It's no longer boring because it's different, it's new, it's something that's not often done. So that's one of the things that she unknowingly taught me that I have incorporated into my own channel and absolutely love doing. Next up is Audrey Storm and the Chateau Diaries. Both of these are very different channels. Audrey Storm is more of a vintage, retro, simplistic way of filming. So what she does, instead of carrying the camera around with her, she will set up the camera on a tripod and do choppy progress clips. So if she's opening a door and walking to the kitchen, she'll film a clip of opening the door, another clip of her walking down the hall, another clip of her rounding a corner, and then the final clip of her entering the kitchen and grabbing a coffee cup. It's just a different style of vlogging, but she has this really innovative way of telling a story. But even though her vlogging style is different than mine, she has this really innovative way of telling a story. Not only that, but she loves vintage cameras, she loves thrifting, and she loves coffee. Need I say more? The Chateau Diaries, in the same way, are excellent at telling a story. The Chateau Diaries revolves around a woman named Stephanie who bought a very ancient, slightly decrepit chateau in France, and has over the past 15 years fixed it up, renovated it, and made it into a B&B. Not only does she have family come and go living there, but she also has volunteers come to stay to help with the chateau renovations in exchange for free room and board. The people that come and go throughout the chateau feel like characters in a TV show, and the way Stephanie vlogs just enhances that feeling. You feel like you're part of the story. You feel like you're living right alongside her in the countryside of France in this fantastical historical building that might as well be a castle. And although I think her personality helps engage audiences into staying, her ability to weave different events into a story segment for a vlog makes people stay. And I've definitely taken bits and bobs from both of those channels and incorporated them into my channel, but made them my own. Second to last is Middle-Aged Minx. She is a very recent discovery. I only found her channel during the summer. Again, another recommended video. YouTube seems to be very on point with recommending videos to me. Middle-Aged Minx is a woman named Jo Good. Basically, she's a radio personality on the BBC network, radio, something. Anybody from England will know what I'm talking about, but she lives in a little flat in London. She's very into high-end fashion, and she wanders around the high streets of London, usually with her little puppy Myrtle in tow. The thing I didn't mention is that she up and decided to be a vlogger at the age of 50-something. She just thought, why not? I want to do it. It looks fun. And just did it. She doesn't have 1 million followers or anything, but she's steadily gaining numbers, and I think her personality, her perspective on life, her adorable puppy dog, all plays a part in her channel being very fun and engaging. And if I learned anything from Middle-Aged Minx, it's that it's never too late to start something you really want to do. It's never too late to fulfill those dreams and make them happen. There have been many moments throughout my quote-unquote YouTube career where I have felt like I missed the bandwagon. I missed the moment. I started YouTube too old. I missed the big wave that carried everybody into success. I'm not relevant. I don't really have anything to offer to the space that people would genuinely be interested in because I don't make funny slime videos or do TikTok dance compilations. But Middle-Aged Minx did not let that stop her. She decided to start vlogging anyway. She filmed what she liked. She showed behind the scenes of her life, and people love her for it. And so whenever I have those niggling doubts in the back of my mind saying, this video isn't gonna get any views, nobody really likes what you like, and if they do, it's gonna be a tiny amount, you'll never reach 1 million followers. Those little whispers of doubt all fade away when I think, 1, God wouldn't have put this desire in my heart if I wasn't supposed to do it. 2, my likes and interests are valid no matter how many followers I have. And 3, if middle-aged minx can do it at 50-something, I can do it at 32. Last but certainly not least is a vlogger called Rachel Catherine. I actually stumbled upon her channel a few years ago but didn't subscribe until, say, a year ago. She's also a believer. She lives in Australia. She does weekly vlogs where she films multiple days and stuffs them all into one episode per se. I had never really contemplated doing that. I usually would just film a day and that was the episode. That was the thing I uploaded. And then seeing her do weekly vlogs where she filmed a week in the life as opposed to a day in the life, I started incorporating maybe 1 or 2 extra days into my vlogs, especially if one day didn't offer enough interest or content or I was just too tired to vlog that day. It gave me a little bit of grace, knowing that I could tack on another day or even a 3rd day if I really had to make a complete vlog. As much of an overfilmer as I am, I don't think I could ever do a week in a life because the stupid thing would be 500 hours long, but having a day or 2 stuffed into a vlog is very doable, and I'm really grateful that I stumbled across Rachel Catherine's vlogging channel because I wouldn't have known that was an option. Rachel Catherine shows everything from Princess Polly fashion hauls to Gymshark hauls, I think. She cooks healthy food, she has a husband, they just moved house, she does a little bit of home decor, and basically just shows the highlight reel of her life. She recently did a 24-hour readathon, just all on her own in her little apartment, just I want to read books for 24 hours. Let's vlog it. She really is a joy to watch. And that is all 14 YouTubers. I feel like I could have gushed so much more about each of them, but I didn't want this video to be 2 hours long. So I hope it introduced you to some YouTubers you may not have known about yet. I hope I described them well and did their channels justice. Since becoming a YouTuber myself, I have a new appreciation for sharing the love. We're all sort of in this crazy, creative, blissful chaos together. And whether you have 1,000 followers, 50,000, or 1 million, it all comes down to being vulnerable, sharing what you like, and crossing your fingers that other people will love and accept you and like what you like too. And maybe, just maybe, you can help someone along the way. Whether it's offering some humor in clothing videos to make someone feel that much less alone in the jean size that they wear, or giving someone an escape from real life by letting them accompany you to the outskirts of France where you live in a rundown chateau that needs fixing up. Romanticizing the boring parts of your day so that life doesn't feel so gloomy. I think as diverse as our interests and our talents are, we all have something to offer the world. I've already started to make some wonderful YouTube friends. I could start crying at how special a feeling that is. My little tiny community of followers have started to feel like a family. The people I've met through this platform have started to become real life friends, and it's just amazing. YouTube, in all its faults, is still pretty wonderful, and I've learned a lot from the channels on it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed and learned something along the way. Leave a comment down below if you watched to the end. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so that you never miss a future video from me. I so appreciate you being here and being a part of this little online family. It absolutely means the world. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Love you guys. Mwah.